I have always wanted to write a book. You know, like in the movies, when someone just gets away from it all and goes to a beautiful lake house to contemplate, write, and to be in a place with no distractions. I never knew what kind of book to write. It definitely wouldn't be fiction, and for nonfiction, what could I possibly share that would be of interest to others? And on top of not knowing the subject for this book I wanted to write, I also had a deadline replaying in my mind saying, maybe by the time I'm 40, I'll have written a book. I'm Jean Renee, and I've been working in the garment industry since 2003. My main specialty has been in fitting garments, and I have fitted tens of thousands of clothes over the years. In September of 2018, I posted a video to my Instagram feed. This 1-minute video showed how to properly create a waistband and a yoke seam from a sloper pattern. It showed the importance of darts in a garment, which is the only way to achieve a perfect fit in a pair of woven pants. Over just a few days, that video had over 41,000 views, and it captivated the interest of sewists from all over the world. This led me to begin a series of pants fitting videos. At first, the sketches were all hand-drawn. After several videos, the sketches were drawn on the computer. This method of using many images to teach is how I've taught many pattern makers in factories all across the world for many of the multi-million-dollar clothing companies I've worked for. When the pants fitting series finished, I asked you, my followers, what kind of videos you wanted next, and the overwhelming majority said to continue with top fitting corrections. The views on the videos kept growing and growing, so I kept going and going. About halfway through the tops video series, I decided I wanted to turn both series into a fitting book. Little did I know what I was in for. Let me just say, the order of how my book came to be wasn't exactly the standard process. So with the idea of turning the series into a book, I continued sketching and I began writing up additional instructions. Up until that time, I wasn't writing many instructions. On average, it took about 4 hours per correction to prepare the sketches and information to shoot the videos. After 110 videos and 2+ years later, the fitting video series was finally completed. I'm so thankful for so many people who asked questions, which helped guide me on this journey of creating videos. After the series was completed, the book still wasn't even close to being done. I still had to backtrack and write the whole first half of the book, which wasn't documented yet, which meant more computer time. Then it all had to be moved around to flow better so it could later be copied into proper book formatting software. After the main content of the book was done, I had to go back to the very beginning and write the introduction. Now, this was no ordinary introduction that needed to be written. There was so much information that needed to be included in order to execute the fitting corrections in the proper method. Terminology, abbreviations, and pattern making techniques all had to be explained, which turned out to be 50 pages long. Needless to say, I did everything in the wrong order. Most people decide they're going to write a book and maybe they start with an outline or introductory chapters first. That's just not what happened for me. I do remember one specific day intensely. It was a day during the editing process when I realized the book needed so many changes. There were a lot of rewrites. There was a storm outside, and it was very fitting for how I felt inside. It was 4 months and 8 rounds of rewrites and edits to finalize the book, and there were times I just didn't want to keep going. Luckily, I had a helper by my side who helped me through this very challenging part. It's a good thing she was photo-worthy during this stage, because I certainly wasn't. The book is so much stronger because of the edits, and though it was such a challenge, it was completely worth it. This entire process has given me nothing but pure gratitude for every author out there who has shared their knowledge and their stories. And here we are, the most common fitting corrections at your fingertips in the fitting book, so that you can sew clothes you love that fit you perfectly. My favorite part of the book is the interaction with the fitting videos. Every fitting correction has a QR code that you can scan in the printed book or click in the ebook, which directs you to the corresponding original fitting videos that led me on this journey. I feel so humbled, excited, and truly enthralled to share my knowledge with the sewing community. It's the book I wish I would have had when I was learning to sew in the 90s, when I was so frustrated because commercial patterns just didn't fit me well. It's the book I wish I could have handed to every pattern maker in each factory all over the world that I've gone to in the last 18 years working in the garment industry. It's the book I hope you pass down for generations to come. I have to thank you, my followers, for supporting me on this journey. Your support in viewing the videos, liking them, and commenting has kept me going. I couldn't have done this without you. I am so thankful for you and this wonderful sewing community. You have been such an integral part of this process. My goal was to pass on what I've learned in my pattern making journey. I really hope this book helps give you guidance, and I hope it gives you the confidence to make pattern corrections. Click the link below to buy the fitting book. It's time to make clothes you love that fit. And P.S. I'm turning 40 this year, and though this process was nothing like the movies, somehow my dream still came true.